What's going on? What's going on, my people? Welcome to another episode of Grow, Live, Dream. I am your boy, LeVar Robinson, and this is my brother T. Hutton, the motivator, and we're super excited to be talking to you guys today. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing really good today. Excited to talk about this subject today. I think it's a very important subject, just given today's society, the culture and things that are going on in America, just all over the world, and just in individuals' lives. Like, I feel like this is going to be a major topic to be able to discuss today. So I'm excited to get started with it, man. Go ahead and introduce the subject to him, man, and let's get rocking.
Definitely. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Before I do that, we appreciate everybody for jumping on. Make sure that you like, make sure that you comment, make sure that you share this stream, because this right here is going to be something that's going to help somebody. It's going to help somebody. All right. So today we're talking about, why would I keep pushing through? Why would I keep pushing through the pain? Why would I go on to the next venture after I've been through so much pain now, right? Have you ever gone through something and it hurt all the way through, and you might have failed or whatever it may be, and you came right around? It was like a cycle. It came right back around to you, and you decided, I don't know if I want to do that again, because I don't know if I want to go through that again. Or it may be something that you're fearful about, T. Hutton, something that you're like, I don't know if I really want to go through that, but it was something that you needed to go through in order for you to be able to win in your next season.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, that's called just general life growth. But no, seriously, not to make light of it, there's some things that we go through in life oftentimes, and it's like, hey, I don't want to do it again. You know, one of the interesting things I like to see is like when you see a professional athlete comes back from an injury. You know what I mean? Because there's so many times that when they come back, they're kind of tentative about how they utilize their bodies because they don't want to sustain that injury again.
That's right.
You know, there's so much fear in, like, okay, if I do it again, I may not never play the game again. And oftentimes that's how it is in life. Like, we'll have something that happened to us, and that pain or that fear of that pain will really make us stagnant. It'll make us lose the motivation. It'll make us lose the momentum that we once had, and even just the ferocity that we went at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you start off and you attack something that very first time. And look, perfect example, me personally, I lie to you not. I did gymnastics growing up. I was young. I would flip off hills, off houses, mailboxes. You know, you've seen us do it. And then I took gymnastics, and one time, all it took for me to land on my neck, and I was like, maybe this is not for me. I don't necessarily know if I'm gonna get a scholarship doing it. I'm a football player. Maybe flipping ain't for me. Like,
What's up, Yesenia? How you doing? Listen, this is something that happens in life in general. I was joking around with you earlier, and I was talking about when I bought my first house, right? Yeah. Bought our first house. You know, have beautiful bushes all the way around the house, right? Had these two beautiful looking trees in front of the house. I thought it was amazing until I realized how much upkeep it would take in order for me to be able to, you know, keep it looking okay, right? And I realized I hated it, right? I would not go buy another house, right? Because of that situation. No, what I would do is make sure the next house that I buy don't have bushes all the way around the house. It don't have those certain trees. I'm talking about, I don't know what it was that were in these trees, but it's like they dropped like 1 billion leaves. I was like, what's going on, right? But that was something that I went through, but I didn't take that and say, you know what, I'm not buying another house. I took that and said, you know what, the next house that I buy, I got to make sure I don't have that, right? But if I would have never bought that house in general, I would have never known that that's not something that I wanted. Right. And that's something that a lot of people do. They have options or things that show up in their life, and they have the ability to go through it, but they decide not to because of fear or whatever it may be. They decide not to go through it. But what they fail to realize is there's a certain piece of information that's in that particular journey, that's in that particular situation, that's in that particular season, that's vital in order for them to go into the next season as powerful as they need to.
Yeah, and it's funny, man. Like, and it's interesting because you have 3 little boys, so you know this. Like, when you're raising kids, like kids will tend to do stuff like fall, and you have an option. You can panic when they fall, And you know what that does? It teaches your kids to panic. It's simple things that you do that will follow them throughout the course of their life.
Yeah.
They can falling off the bike and you can go over there, pick them up, dust them off, put them back on the bike and say, keep riding. Or you can panic and put the bike in the garage. And your kid never learns how to ride that bike. Some of us parents been putting the bike in the garage for us too long. Some of us fell off the bike and refused to get back on the bike because we seen how somebody else responded to the fall.
Oh, wow. Okay, so Yesenia said the share option isn't available. I don't know why. I don't know why. Not necessarily sure. That might be, I'm not sure whether you saw this on my page or you may need to go to my page, Yesenia, and maybe share it from there. I don't know. Or I'm not sure exactly where you're looking at it from. If it's my page, I may need to figure that out. But yeah, you're 100% right, T. Hutton. 110% right. There's too many of us that are shielding people and ourselves from the opportunities of being able to learn through, to be able to learn through, to be able to grow through. If you just decide not to learn, how can you use the information that you learn? If you decide not to go through, how can you not utilize that journey for your next season? A lot of people don't want to start a business. We look at it from that standpoint. Oh, it seems hard. It seems this. It seems that. But until you actually go through it, you won't know the skill sets that you're super good at. You won't know what was easy and what was not. They say that a majority of people who start a business, once that business fails, if that business fails, they never start another business. A majority of people. That's because they allowed that failure to be the biggest picture, when in reality is they should have looked at what happened. They should have looked at what they could learn, the wisdom to take from that particular business and utilize it in the next venture. That's how you do it.
You know, I'm listening to you and I'm sitting here smiling because in the back of my head, I don't know if anybody caught it. I caught it because just, me. I always try to focus on the small words. You said go through it. I think that was the key phrase. You said it 5 or 6 times, but I don't know if anybody honed in on the fact that you said through it. Not around it, not away from it, but through it. And it's only then when you go through it can you look back and truly appreciate it. Because see, if you stop in the midst of it, we talked about if you stop. If you fail and you stop right there, like why would you keep pushing? Because if you fail right there, you don't have the complete information to be able to truly realize what you're dealing with. Like if you was stop in the middle of failure, if you was failing at something, you was falling, you just stopped and just laid down, then you wouldn't know what it's like to look back and see what all you came through. If you stop in the middle of it, the reason you keep pushing because of stopping in the middle of it, guess what? You're just sitting in failure. But if you continue to fight, you continue to push, you continue to go through it, when you get to the other side, now you have the complete. Like, you ever heard like somebody, LeVar, give you a quote out of you give a quote? I love it. Me and used to talk about this all the time. You get that sound bite, and that sound bite sounds totally bad. But then when you get the whole story, you're like, the sound bite don't even make sense when you hear it out of context.
That's right.
That's the thing. A lot of us are living these soundbite lives because we refuse to go through it. So when we tell our testimony to somebody, they get the soundbite of what life looked like. They get the soundbite of that bad season. Has somebody ever gave you a soundbite of their bad season and made you question whether or not you wanted to try the same activity?
110%. People actually do it all the time, which is why I'm a big advocate. I'm a big advocate of asking people, "Hey, so what did you finish? Did you give up, or did you keep going?" I'm a big advocate of that, because if you find somebody that's trying to give you information, that's trying to give you advice, and they quit on themselves, immediately, like in church, just walk your way away from that that conversation. I'm gonna walk on the right, because you quit. I can't even good and get the full story, right? I can listen even more if you pushed all the way through, and now you can tell me how to deal with that issue that you ran into.
Look, I'll be honest with you. I'd rather listen to you. I'd rather listen to you tell me about you struggling than you telling me that you quit. Like, at least you still fight.
Oh,
like,
man, say that again, man.
Hey, look,
say it again.
I'd rather listen to you tell me that you still struggling with something than you telling me, yeah, man, I was trying to quit smoking and I just gave up on it. So I'm just 2 packs a day now. Like, I just quit. Tell me to struggle. Like, man, I've been wanting a cigarette for the last 10 hours. Like, boy, I am struggling. I'm trying to
talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. How many lives will you change if you just continue going through? People want to hear success stories. People want to hear that T. Hutton went through and he kept going and he made it through to the other side. Now he haven't been smoking for the last 10, 15 years. How many lives can you change? How many lives can you change if you end up going through something? You start a business, you go through something, and that business failed. But you don't take it at a particular at face value and just say, oh, well, it failed, I'm not going to try it again. No, you take the information that you learned and you move it into the next business venture and say, you know what, these are the things that I got wrong, and you push through. Now you have a successful business. That's information. That's information. That's a testimony that you'll be able to pass on to somebody else that might be going through what you're going through, or getting ready to start a business in general, right? Because imagine being able to tell somebody, make sure that you look at absolutely everything that you go through, write it down, pay attention. So that no matter what happens, you'll always be able to look back and say, you know what, I could have did something differently right there, or no.
Yeah, and you know what? I remember when we was young, LeVar, you because you was a little boy, you really used to hear this all the time. I know you did. You would hear it, walk it off.
Walk it off. Walk it off.
Like you would fall down, you get knocked down, like anything, you would get like that temporary hurt. Like, you know, you fall down on the basketball court and everybody say, just walk it off, man, and come back. Get a sub for a minute, walk it off and come back.
Walk it off and come back.
Like in life, that's what we're telling you. If you're watching this live, we're telling you, walk it off. We're not telling you to give up. Sometimes maybe you need to take that moment, but you got to come back. Walk it off and come back.
You got to take that breath.
Because you get the wind knocked out of you.
Right. And that's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to happen now. That's going to happen now. Prepare yourself for whatever that's going to come your way. Like, understand that you're going to have to fight through, but you have to fight through in order for you to learn what you need to learn in order for you to be successful in your next endeavor, in your next season. Even if we're talking about relationships, a relationship may fail, but you have to look in the mirror and say, what could I have done better? What should I not expect in a particular relationship? And then the next relationship, make sure that you're upfront about that and make sure that you don't make the mistakes that you made. You don't just not get in another relationship, friendship, lover, whatever you want to call it. You don't just not do that, right? You learn through, you grow through. I mean, we were talking about my, what you about to say? You about to say?
No, I'm thinking about, like you said, you grow through it. It's like, look, let's be honest. Relationships, business ships, friendships, any type of ship, there's growth pains.
That's right.
So why you keep pushing through? Because those are growth pains. That pain comes with growing.
Yeah.
There's a certain amount of pain that comes with growing. I remember people talking about, like, you know, you go to the gym and it's like, man, I'm so sore, man. I've been going to the gym and I'm just sore. And it's like, bro, that's good. If you went to the gym and you came home and you were never sore, you weren't doing it right. You weren't growing. Wasn't nothing changing. Change sometimes is painful, bro. Look, it's funny. Natural sense. When you're trying to grow flowers or bushes or roses and stuff like that, you have to prune. There is some cutting. Cutting is not comfortable, bro. Let's be honest. There's some stuff in your life that's gonna have to be cut. That's pain in order for you to grow. I'm gonna say that again for you. There's some pain required for growth. Are you willing to go through the pain?
And that pain is you being uncomfortable. That's one part of pain. Being uncomfortable. A lot of people want to be comfortable. I'm staying comfortable, right? That's why they don't want to go through what may seem like work. That's why they don't want to put in that work, because it takes them outside of their comfort zone. But my question to you is this: do you choose your legacy? Do you choose your babies? Do you choose your family? Do you choose your future? What are you choosing? Because every time you choose to be comfortable, you choosing comfortability. You're not choosing that next level.
Say it a different way. Every time you choose to be comfortable, you are sacrificing something else. Ask yourself, what are you sacrificing to be comfortable?
What are you sacrificing? What are you sacrificing? Hey, for everybody who's looking right now, in the comments, go ahead and put in a comment. What do you refuse to sacrifice? What do you refuse to sacrifice? See, I refuse to sacrifice building a legacy for my babies, showing them a hero at home. I refuse to sacrifice my future. I refuse to live the type of life that they used to live. Like, you got to live a horrible life in order to build a legacy for your family. Oh no, I refuse to do that. I'm gonna live my life. I'm gonna live my life to the greatest. You hear me? To the greatest. Y'all put to the greatest in the comments, because at the end of the day, you got to push through the pain in order to get there. It's so much knowledge in the pain. They talk about the storm in the Bible all the time. It's so much knowledge going through the storm. You don't even realize how strong you are until you go through the storm. You don't even realize how amazing you are until you go through. I had put a post up not too long ago, T. Hutton.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm trying to think exactly how I said it, but somewhere along the lines of, you need to look in the mirror and realize how dope you are, how dope it is at the fact of all the things you went through and you still here.
You know what? It's funny you say that. I got a poem I wrote a while back called "I'm Still Here."
I'm still here.
And it talks about a character who goes through so many different catastrophic things in their life. And it's like, I'm still here. I'm still standing is at the end of it. And that's the thing. If you're still here, if you're still standing, put that in the chat. Like, you've been through something, but you're still here. You're still standing. You're still fighting. Like, I like it when I think about it, and I get excited about that, because it's some people that have been through some amazing things. I've heard some testimonies, some stories, and I'm looking at the people like, I don't even know how you sharing the testimony, how you sharing your story. How are you still here to be able to tell that? Because I know some people would have gave up a long time ago. Some of the people's stories I've heard, LeVar, I've been like, bro, I probably would have gave up. T. Hutton the Motivator been like, I get it y'all later.
Check out. Better check out.
How they say it at the restaurant, LeVar? Check, please.
Check, please. You know, it's interesting. I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and I was saying, I think I was having a conversation with my business partner Stanley, and I was saying, like, every time you go through something and you decide that what you went through was too heavy for you to go any further, you're saying that what you're going through is more than anyone that ever came before you has had to go through in order to get to where they need to go, where they ended up. What you're going through is it's the top of the worst of everything. Like, somehow you're better. Somehow you don't deserve to go through the storm. Somehow you shouldn't have to do that. No, that's bull. Let me go ahead and tell you that right now. That's bull. When things come up in your life and they start happening, that's part of course. You should be one of those people to say, you know what? Yep, it's happening and I'm a little uncomfortable, but guess what? This is a barrier that I will create. I'm going to bust through. I'm going to create a wall. I'm going to create a door, and I'm going to go through this guy. That way I can lead somebody else through it with me. That way I can show other people what I did to get to where I needed to go. It was super important like that, instead of just giving up, instead of saying, you know what, I'm not going to push through that. I'm not going to push through that. This is too much. This is too hard. Think about the lives that you would change on the other side of that decision. Think about the lives you would change on the other side of that pain. Don't nobody want to hear it. Don't nobody want to hear about people that gave up. They want to hear about people that pushed through and kept going and kept moving so that they can feel like they can do the same, T. Hutton. Real talk. It is what it is. I just look at people be like, look, you got to get over yourself. Things gonna happen. Things gonna happen. Yep, you had to take a little bit of time. You had to take a little bit of time to push through to get yourself together mentally, but you kept pushing because that's what matters.
So if you're watching this live, in the chat, I want you to put some fire emojis, because I'm not talking about what he said is fire, because it was, but what he's telling you is to be a trailblazer. If you are a trailblazer, put some fire emojis in the chat. Because what we're telling you is sometimes you might have to burn the forest down around you in order to build the mansion of your dreams. There's going to be some stuff that you got to do on your side that's going to seem the impossible, but it's possible. There's some stuff that you can do to change the lives of not only yourself, but those around you and those that come. Those that will look back and read your name in history and be like, man, that was a trailblazer. I am so glad that LeVar continued to fight through it.
That's right.
LeVar didn't give up on his kids, which allowed me not to give up on my kids, because I see there is a way. It might not be an easy way. It might not be a direct path, but there is a way. I'm going to tell you something. As a little kid, LeVar, I remember looking back and like, I used to do puzzles. My mom used to give me puzzles all the time, little mazes. And like, I would sit there with a maze man for hours, because at the end of the day, I knew there was a start and there was an end. And if there was a way to get out, I was going to find it. It might take me 2 days, but I'm not going to give up, because I know there's a way out. And when you're a trailblazer, that's exactly what you're doing. You're telling somebody that there's a way out. You're stuck in something, but there's a way out of it. There's an end goal. There's a goal to it. There's not like a maze that you can't get out of. It's just figuring out how to get out of it. If you're that trailblazer, that's exactly what you're doing. You're letting them know, no matter how difficult it gets, there is an end goal. There's something that they can get out of. They just got to continue to fight long enough to find their way out of it.
See, listen, it's all about looking at this thing from a different perspective, right? We got to make sure that we're looking at life from different perspectives. And sometimes you need to make sure you have the right types of people around you that'll give you a different perspective. That'll give you a different perspective. I remember 4 years ago, before I left, well, a little bit over 4 years ago, before I left my job to pursue what I'm doing right now full time, right? To pursue it full time. I remember they gave me a promotion, right? They gave me a promotion, and they gave me that promotion. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I should stay. You know, they believe in me, right? And I remember my best friend T Hunter Motivator. He said, wait a minute now. He was like, what's happening here is God just put this in front of you to see if you're going to make the right decision for your life. That's what T Hunter Motivator said. He said that 4 years ago, right? He said, he said, God put that in front of you to see if you're going to make the right decision. See, I just had to look at this from a different perspective. I was looking at it from the right perspective. And because he said that, it allowed me to be able to take a step back and be like, you know what, T Hunter, you're right. And I left that job, and my life has changed completely. Now, I had the opportunity to to go about it the way that I wanted to go about it. It was my choice. And you guys have the same choice. It's the perspective that you're utilizing. I remember I was in a particular training, and the instructor had somebody come up and put one of their hands in front of over their eye like this. And he came up behind him and he put $100 bill in front of him. He said, can you see what's in front of you? The guy said, no, I can't see what's in front of you. He said, you sure? Can you see what's in front of you? He said, no. He said, now move your hand. He said, what's in front of you? He said, it's $100 bill. He said, just because you couldn't see it, did it mean it wasn't there?
Facts. Hey, say it again. Hey, look. Hey, there's some bottle people, man, right now that are some opportunities. Watch LeVar. I'm going to say something that's going to make somebody upset because, it's T Hunter Motivated. That's what he does. Look, some of y'all been praying for stuff for so long. I'm going to go there. You've been praying for something for so long, and when the opportunity came, you chose comfort over it. You was like, you know what, man, I just don't have time. Like last year, 2020, people was like, 2019, 2018, 2017, and Lord, just give me the time. If I had some time, and then guess what? You were stuck at the house for a whole year, 365 days, 24 hours a day. A lot of people were stuck at home, laid off from work. And you know what they did with their time? Nothing. Because see, you told yourself that it was the time. It was the time why I wasn't successful. It's time why I didn't move on this. It was the time. But when you got the time, you didn't use it. A lot of people are praying for stuff, and when they get the opportunity, they won't step out there on it. They don't step out on that faith. Are you willing to step out and trust yourself? Are you willing to fight through? because there's some stuff you want to fight through. Let me tell you this, LeVar. Look, check this out. During pregnancy, at delivery, there's pain. If you want to deliver some stuff into this natural world, there's some pain that's going to come through it. You got to push through it. They tell the mom to push. The question is, why keep pushing? Because you're trying to birth something amazing. You're trying to change the world, because what you're going to bring into the world is going to be different. The world will never be the same if you keep pushing. I ain't gonna go there. I was ready. I'm gonna bring it back.
Oh man, listen, I'm all in.
I trust myself because I'm like, get the preacher, calm down.
Listen, y'all don't understand what he just said right now. Push. Your goal is to birth something special into your life, something special into this world, right? You don't even understand like what you're doing right now. That decision to push through that fear, that decision to push through that anxiety, that decision to push through people pushing against your thought process, you gotta push through. It's not meant to be easy. It's meant to put work in. Why? Because once you push through, guess what's going to happen? On the other side of that, you're going to have the strength to be able to say, hey, look, even when they pushed back against me, I kept going. Regardless of it, you have the strength, and now you have the know-it-all to know that you can do it. You know that you can do it, but guess what? Had you not done that, you would not have known you had the strength to push through.
Bar.
Had you not done that, you would not have known you had the strength to push through. That's why you have to push through. That's why you have to go through the pain. That's why you have to go through the anxiety. That's why you have to push through the stress. That's why you have to push through people coming against you. That's why you have to push through. Why? Because on the other side of that is strength. On the other side of that is a knowledge and a wisdom that you can't be given. It just is what it is.
Look, we're telling you, it's worth it. Keep pushing. Look, they teach classes on how to breathe when you're pushing. That's for a reason. Because it's not easy. You have to take a breath. Push. Take a breath.
They teach classes on how to breathe because it's not easy. Come on, man.
Like, come on. Like, I'm telling you, man, I'm trying to help somebody get this. Because you're going to have to breathe, then push, then breathe, then push. Because guess what? During that time, you having contractions. Those are pains. Like they say that's some of the worst pain in the world. Women die during that time frame. Like, keep in mind, like they've had these things where they simulated for men and men can't handle the pain. Like, be real. You're going to have to push through some pain. That pain is real. There are some things that you're trying to get out here to the world that's worth it. But if you don't push through it, nobody ever gets a chance to see it. Nobody ever gets a chance to experience it. Nobody ever gets a chance to know what it is that you push through. It might not even be for you. It might be for your kids. It might be for your friends. It might be for the environment. You don't know what it is that you're pushing on, but continue to push on it.
You have to. You have to. Not only is it worth it, you're worth it. You're worth it. You're worth it. I'm going to say it again. You're worth it. You're worth pushing through that. See, a lot of people are like, like it's just a lot. It's just a lot, right? But guess what? In order for you to have the strength that you deserve to have and to be able to teach, you got to go through it. It is what it is. So let me go ahead and say this, and I'm gonna let T. Hutton close us out. You have the opportunity to be able to do something special right now, period, in your life. Why would you push through? Because you have an obligation to push through. Why would you push through? Because your family and your babies are watching. Why would you push through? Because you ain't no different than the people that are successful ahead of you. You can get just like where they got. You got to push through like they pushed through. Or you could be average. And you can live the life that you hate. Like so many people that are out here. You either sacrifice that or you sacrifice your dreams. You make a decision on where you want to go. You make a decision on what you want. But what I want to tell you is push through. You deserve it. It's your life. You can have all that you want. T. Hutton closes out.
Look, I want to see you win. LeVar wants to see you win. Grow, Live, Dream wants to see you win. But until you want to see you win, it doesn't matter what we want. And for you to win, you're going to have to push through some things. You're going to have to push through some pain. whether it's mental pain, emotional scarring, relationship baggage, failed businesses, like whatever it is that you're dealing with. I'm not telling you that it's not painful. I'm not telling you it's going to be easy. But what I'm telling you is you are worth it. You should continue to push through it. Push, fight, struggle, scratch, claw. It is worth it. You are worth it. The best you is possible. And I want to see you reach that person. But until you decide in your mind, because it's a decision. LaVar said it earlier, it's a choice. You have to choose to keep fighting. You have to choose to stay in the battle. You have to choose to be in the fight. You have to choose to keep pushing. Push through whatever it is you're dealing with. Push through whatever it is that's holding you back. Whatever is pushing you, push it. Because something may be holding you back from reaching whatever your dreams are, whatever your goals are. But know that it is worth the fight. Keep pushing. Reach out to your dreams. Grab hold of them. And when you can't push, pull yourself closer to them. And know that it's worth the fight. Y'all, thank you for watching today live. For those that are going to be watching this on a replay, don't feel like you can't comment, like, love, share, and become part of the Grow, Live, Dream community. We got a series coming up soon called The Animal Kingdom. It is going to be amazing. We're going to have our own Big Cat Week. I'm telling you, man, take part, join it, share, and we look forward to seeing you soon. We want you to have a great day and a great life.